camera. Can you see me? No.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining in. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining into today's session. We've started a little late, but we've had some technical problems, which hopefully have been resolved by now.
Yes. Sorry about the late this thing.
Yeah, so again, welcome to the session where we've done a lot of, where we're covering study abroad programs for design, fashion, and architecture at various countries, which have already been done as shown here. You can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe, and you can get access to these videos. But today we're having the session with Hong Kong, and then the next 3 days listings are below. The session is being done with Shiksha Overseas, who are the experts in the study abroad program. And Ravinder Kaur is representing Shiksha Overseas, and she and Rupinder run that organization. They've been running it for the last 20 years, and a lot of people have gone abroad through them. A feedback form is going to be shared during the presentation and at the end of the presentation as well. If you really want to reach out to us or the Shiksha team, so you can just fill this form, and the description is also there in the webinar. In the description of this webinar, you'll find the link as well. Just click on that. And now over to Avinder to take it from here. Avinder, we see that your camera is blinking a bit.
I don't know what's wrong today. Like,
no worries. You can just continue.
I think it's just not my day or whatever, Because just 1 second. Let me just
sure.
try and fix it again.
Yeah, you can share your screen and keep your screen shared.
Yeah. That'll be fine. You can't see me, right?
No, not as of now.
I don't know what's.
No. Yeah. So just share your screen.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I think I'll just. Everybody can make do with my voice today. So, yeah, just 1 second. Can you see my screen?
Well, now, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Because you can see my screen, but you can't see me. Now you can. Now you see me, now you see me not, so it's okay. I'm really sorry about this. Let's start with studying design, fashion, and architecture in Hong Kong today. And it's like, it's a very vibrant place, basically, to go to for any kind of study for that matter. And, sorry, 1 second, please. Oh, it's the wrong presentation. 1 moment. I started sharing.
All right. So.
Yeah. So this is the one, please.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Perfect.
Right. So let's talk about studying design, fashion, and architecture in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is a very vibrant place to go to for studying, And so when we talk about studying design, fashion, and architecture in Hong Kong, why do we say why Hong Kong? Because it's housing world-class institutions and programs. It has government and private scholarships available for students who want to go study there. It's like a blend of Eastern and Western cultures, and it's also a gateway to mainland China. And because it's one of the cities in China now. Earlier, it used to be a British colony, but now since past many years, China has acquired it, and it's like a union territory in China. So, and a modern and dynamic city. So when we talk about studying and living in Hong Kong, so it has very nicely risen amongst the charts, has become a very favored choice among millennials and Gen Z people. So with around 50 universities and 6 globally ranked universities, Hong Kong features among the world's top 15 cities for students, and it's becoming the new regional hub of education. So why is it so? Like, I mean, with lower tuition rates, about 145,000 HKD or 18,700 USD, and relaxed visa policies, this country is ensuring that, tough competition is given to its fellow countries like the USA and the UK. Earlier, only USA or UK were a very popular destination to go to for studies. So, but now, as per the statistics revealed by the QS World Rankings, nearly 30% of the student body at the top 6 universities in Hong Kong is composed of international students, So these candidates. And the country has established itself as a safe haven. It's very safe to go there in terms of even COVID-19, since COVID-19, it has remained unaffected because of the pandemic with hardly any casualties. So this country has also been, welcoming international students. It's very strict with the norms that it follows, with regards to people it allows to enter. Though the visa, relaxed visa policies, but yet the checks are stringent there. So Hong Kong is home to some of the world's top 50 universities, including those ranked 3rd and 8th and 10th in Asia, in 2020. This survey was done in 2020. And it's an international city where both English and Chinese are official languages. So English is used as a medium in most university courses. It's also a melting pot of Eastern and Western cultures with diversity in lifestyle. So you don't feel very alienated when you go there. It's more like, yes, the culture. It's diverse, it's welcoming. It's a cosmopolitan city, offering super global, regional, and local connectivity. And it's also a unique destination consisting of beautiful countryside. It's really nice, by dramatic skylines filled with skyscrapers and whatnot. And then the institutions, they really adopt international standards in curriculum design and quality assurance, and the qualifications are awarded there, are internationally recognized. So they are among the best in the world and hold leading positions in various international rankings. Now this question comes, why should I study in Hong Kong as a designer? So when we say every product we use starts with an idea, but not every idea comes to fruition. So standing between an idea and its use in the world is design. Not only design, has have a tremendous effect on and impact on our lives in the world, and the world, but it's also uniquely innovative. So one of the most exciting places to launch a design career is Hong Kong. There are a lot of opportunities available for any kind of design professional. So because creativity, design, and innovation are intertwined in countries where one thrives, so there is no better example than Hong Kong. So like for starters, it's one of the world's most innovative countries or regions, according to the Global Innovation Index 2020. And it has climbed from 14th place 2 years ago to 11th spot now. So what's more is that Hong Kong is also recognized as a center of design excellence in Asia. And currently it's 6th in the world design rankings. And it's also very safe and welcoming destinations for students, to study, work, and live in, who want to study. And if you're looking to work in a creative field, Hong Kong is undoubtedly a world leader. You should be it's been long heralded as an excellent destination for international students like you. In 2019, it was declared the 10th best student city. So the reasons for this are that, it's the backdrop, the scenery, the prosperous job market, the excellent universities that the students go to, and then the relatively affordable cost of living. This is one of the very important factors, in our, the budgets always play a very important role. So for the international student population, an exceptional life and culture. So now this brings us to our next point, that is the well-being. So according to the 2018 human life indicator, Hong Kong leads the pack when it comes to the well-being of its citizens. They really take very good care of its citizens. So if you hope to stay and work abroad after you complete your studies, Hong Kong is also a very wise choice. Many multinational companies are headquartered in Hong Kong, where jobs are widely accessible for people, and who are English speakers. There are a lot of opportunities available for you. Now, let's talk about a design degree that makes a difference. So one leading center for design education and research in the city is the Hong Kong Polytechnic University School of Design, or PolyU. Its design emphasis, its emphasis on human-centered design is one factor which sets it apart. So it's a very nice place to go to. So if you're looking for an international design career, no better place than Hong Kong. So when we talk about design degrees, they prepare you students to be able to create products that fulfill functional as well as aesthetical purposes. So these universities have a very refined curriculum, So while also considering the economic and social aspects, these design degrees that are offered by top schools, prepare you for careers in multimedia, advertising, technology, but also fashion design or interior design. And design studies in Hong Kong have different sub-disciplines or branches like architectural design, product design, graphic design, interior design, industrial design, UX, UI design, and others. So based on your chosen sub-disciplines, you can take classes in materials and technology, design, history, sketching, typography, image design, applied illustration, creative thinking, materials for design, socially conscious design, etc. Now I made a small, table here for all of you to see, like almost all graduates of design work in media, advertising, or software technologies. Other popular career options include exhibition designer, interior designer, landscape architect, multimedia specialist, fashion designer, and more. So subfields of art and design in Hong Kong are like aesthetics, architecture, animation, art history, cinematography, computer graphics, creative writing, fashion design, entertainment industry business, game design and development, graphic design, illustration and concept art, interior design, art literature, multimedia, music, painting, drawing, performing arts, sculpture, UX, UI design, singing, vocal performance, photography, painting and drawing, etc. So you have a whole lot of options to select for whichever study you would like to go to. So there's no dearth of options available to anybody who's looking at going for design, fashion, or architecture to Hong Kong. Now, here's a list of the best art and design schools in Hong Kong. So, which is based on their research performance in art and design. So this is how the rankings are done. The number one is University of Hong Kong. Second is Chinese University of Hong Kong. Third is Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Then City University of Hong Kong. Then comes the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. Then Hong Kong Baptist Universities, Education University of Hong Kong, Lingnan University, Open University of Hong Kong. So these are the best institutions that you can look at while thinking of applying for art and design courses to Hong Kong. Now we come to studying architecture in Hong Kong. So we also always know that, I've always discussed that doing architecture is a very different process, though it also requires a portfolio like the design schools. Yes, it is a creative course, yet it comes under the science, science stream. So it's a combination of art and science, and architecture is the process of planning, designing, fabricating large structures and buildings. We all know that. So while considering functionality, durability, and aesthetics, during the use of different materials, technology, and elements of design. So your degree will be delivered in Hong Kong through various kinds of lectures and seminars, as well as incorporating practical sessions and field trips. These field trips are a very important part of the practical curriculum that is followed in Hong Kong. So you also may be able to work in a design studio. They help you put you in touch with design studios where you can go and do internships and practical work. So there may be an opportunity to take part in a work placement, like I just said, so which will allow you to gain some practical work experience, put to practice what you're learning in the classroom side by side while you're learning. And modern Hong Kong combines tradition and modernity to create exciting courses that provide a strong theoretical and practical education. So critical thinking and creativity are really encouraged. And in addition to this, many courses and programs focus on practical skills needed for your future career. Now, here are the steps to become an architect as outlined by the Board of Architects, Hong Kong. Like any country, here also you either earn a bachelor's or master's in architecture, obtain at least 2 years of architectural work experience, then pass the professional practice exam and meet the board's professional requirements and apply for an architect position. So you will get your licensure once you've finished either your bachelor's or your master's. So you get the licensures. Now, coming to architecture requirements, again, sciences like are a must. Okay, so then your international, your English language requirements, because you're going to study in an English speaking country, because the official language of Hong Kong is also English, not just Chinese, but English. And then you require art and design and mathematics. And then you should also enjoy drawing, freehand and have an interest in design and producing 3D work. So at Hong Kong University is a portfolio. Again, stresses on portfolio of work is crucial before you are being offered a place to study. So again, IB requirements minimum 32, or a typical A-level requirement, which is in terms of CBSE is like a 2A, about 75%, 80% plus is what we're looking at. Then you have to write your IELTS exam. And then please note that entry requirements vary for each Hong Kong university. So every university has its own niche requirements in terms of its portfolios or their academic requirements. So once you get in touch with us while we're planning your study in Hong Kong, we look at those niche requirements and then let you know what is required, where, when, how. And then coming to top architecture universities in, colleges in Hong Kong. There are 6 best institutions in Hong Kong which are offering architecture courses. So, we say that Hong Kong brings a total of 4 schools to the table, of which the Hong Kong Polytechnic, that is 12th for architecture and 162 in the world ranking, and the University of Hong Kong is 13th for architecture and 28th in the world rankings. So these are the highest ranked universities. So first is the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, the PolyU is 6th on the QS top 50 under 50 2021 list. And it is an ambitious and diverse institution recognized worldwide for its academic reputation, student to faculty ratio, research citations, employer reputations, and international student ratio. And getting into PolyU is not that easy. It requires a lot of hard work. Your portfolio has to be really stunning, fantastic work, and very varied. And then comes the Chinese University of Hong Kong, then the University of Hong Kong, Zhuhai College of Higher Education, Vocational Training Council, and then the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. So these are the main institutions. It's not that these are the only institutions offering architecture studies, but there are a few more, but these are the top 6 that we can think about while we're applying. If we have a good portfolio, good academic background, these are the ones that we can think about applying to. Now, coming to cost of studying in Hong Kong. Like as a non-local student, your tuition fee of studying in Hong Kong varies, which is like according to your level of study and your choice of programs. So of course, other than tuition fee, you need to allow for other expenses, like the living costs, like course materials, exam fee, graduation fee. The normal ranges of study related to expenses are like, tuition fee for non-local residents varies between 90,000 Hong Kong dollars to 265,000 Hong Kong dollars for the whole program. And then to US, in USD, it's 11,500 to 34,000 USD. Accommodation, which includes your hostel and rental for flat, which is like between 15,000 Hong Kong dollars to 45,000, depending on the kind of accommodation you want to look at, single owned flats or PGs or, youth hostels or whatever. and then your 96,000 HKD and 180,000 HKD for the rental of a flat or a, with a 1 bedroom, 1 BHK or something. Then we talk about the living expenses. So approximately they require about 50,000 HKD per annum, which is like a 6,400 USD approximately, which is really reasonable, And then miscellaneous expenses, which range between 15,000 HKD approximately. So overall, if you have a look at it, it's not too expensive. A destination to go to, it's pretty reasonable. And here you don't have to form a bond with the government, unlike Singapore, where if you really want reasonable fees, so then you have to form a bond with the government to stay back and work there or anything like that. But there is no such criteria here. So scholarships, yes, there are scholarships available. So a number of scholarships and awards are offered by the HKSAR government, which is like, post-secondary institutions and other public universities or private organizations to assist non-local students like you, to finance your education in Hong Kong. So some are available solely for non-local students and others are awarded on a competitive basis to all students regardless of their nationality or residency status. The first scholarship awards for non-local students are first is the Hong Kong Special Administrative Region Government Scholarship, then the Self-Financing Post-Secondary Education Fund, and then there's this Hong Kong PhD Fellowship Scheme. There's another scholarship for students from, different countries, regions along the Belt and Road, which is called the Belt and Road Scholarship. So it was established with a view to attracting more outstanding students from, countries, regions along the belt, the South Asian belt, and road to pursue full-time publicly funded university studies in Hong Kong. So these are the ones that you can think about. Now, what are your work options after you graduate? It says jobs after studying in Hong Kong. It's like a place which is full of opportunities. So don't worry. Once you finish your study, you're sure to get a job. So be it for advancing up your career ladder or realizing your dream. You learn valuable work experience if you decide to stay in Hong Kong for work after graduation, especially if you're determined to tap on the market of the mainland China, the world's fastest economy, and in the future. So to attract and retain talent, so as to strengthen the Hong Kong's competitiveness and long-term economic development. So Hong Kong really welcomes non-local students to stay there after graduations. So they put in place a very favorable policy called the Immigration Arrangement for non-local graduates, IANG, for non-local fresh graduates to stay in Hong Kong for 12 months after graduation without any restrictions to seek jobs. So it's more like a job seeker visa, that you are allowed, whether you have a job in hand or not, you're allowed to stay for 12 months to look for jobs and settle. And if you're interested to learn more about the policy, you can always get back to us. And now, just a basic idea about the salary of an architect in Hong Kong is like that an architect earns about 42,000 HKD per annum. So this is the kind of salary that he or she gets. And now when we talk about Hong Kong visa, like other countries, a lot of documents, including your academics, your financial documents, your statements, your other funds, or your, I will say, your, what do you call, you get loans or whatever, are all involved in, filing for the Hong Kong visa. So again, each visa file prepared is very student-centric. So once you start the process, we guide you as to how to go about following the Hong Kong visa, So don't worry about it. So once we finish once we are done with the offer letter that you have in hand, then the visa process starts. And before that, only all the financial planning is done for you, So with that, we come to the end of our presentations, and I am ready to take your
All right.
questions.
Thanks for that, Abhijit. Yeah, so I think you did cover pretty much a lot in that presentation itself. while we wait for more questions to come in. So the exchange rate, Hong Kong dollar exchange rate is about 10.5 rupees per
It keeps
dollar.
varying, no? So accordingly we can convert, but the HKD remains that much. So as per the Indian, this thing, the INR, we can always shift it, you know. Now if we see, pound has gone more higher, it's gone more expensive, but the dollar rate has slashed. It's
Yeah,
come down because of this, the bank thing that has just happened, you know. I mean, there was this some financial crunch. Out of 5 biggest banks in USA, 2 have crashed. They don't have funds to give their, you know, yes. So, and the Silicon Valley Bank in UK was acquired by HSBC for only £1.
right.
So that's the latest news. You know, this has just happened yesterday. So that because of that, the dollar rate has fallen down, but HKD hasn't
Yeah,
come down.
but in general, what happens is I mean, for a thumb rule, they can take 10.5 rupees per
Yeah,
exchange
yeah, yeah,
rate.
yeah.
Yeah, so that works up to about maybe about 26 lakhs. You know,
Yeah, I think I should have done the INR conversion rather than the
yeah,
USD conversion, you know.
yes. Maybe if you can pull that slide up again.
I will do that. Just give me a
Oh, yeah.
moment, please. Yeah, here.
Yeah. So anyway, between say 9 lakhs, maybe about 9-10 lakhs to
Yeah.
about 26 lakhs is the tuition fee. And then hostel is, you know, proportionally, I think the flat
Yeah.
option is a little more expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's fine.
See,
So
it's
yeah,
always advisable. If you have lots of money, then you can always stay. It's anywhere in the world. If you have look for individual accommodation, then it'll always work out to be more expensive, you know. So if you do shared accommodation, if you stay in a hostel, there are a lot of student housings, you know, which have been built. A lot of huge, you know, buildings where that whole building has different flats, and then in those flats they have rooms where the students share the kitchenette and the, you know, either they have shared toilets or they have individual toilets. So all kinds of student accommodations are available, you know. So these which are really coming up now, and these are all very student friendly. They give you a lot of facilities, like they have a gym in house. Even though it's not university campus, sometimes if you stay on university campus also, it works out a bit to be a bit more, you know, expensive, but not as expensive. But then these student hostels also, they give the same kind of experience as, you know, being on the campus, because they have those gym facilities, other you know, the libraries there, and the prices range, you know, vary from the kind of place that you have, you know, how big is the room or the kind of facilities offered by those places.
all right. Um, right. So I don't see any more questions coming in, so we can wrap up for today's session.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Avinder.
Thank you very much, and really sorry about this, you know, starting late because I had this technical issue that was happening, you know, and
Yeah. No worries. We'll look forward to the session tomorrow.
yes, I also look forward to, you know, doing this session. I think everybody started, you know, started understanding what we're actually giving them, because there's a lot of information that's coming through in our way, you know, presentations itself, you know, that are very self-explanatory as well.
Yes. And for those of y'all who want to reach out to the Shiksha team or the DK Labs team, please fill the form which I've shared in the chat, as well as it's available in the description of this email. Thanks so much for attending and your patience. All right. And looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye.
Yes, thank you.